All right, let's talk about where function. All right, I'm going to call df one more time, and you have that df dot where. All right, let's put a question mark in front of it and see, do we even have this? And sure, yes, we have this. And there is something called condition, so you have to provide condition. And there's another argument called other, and with lowercase o, it says replace values where condition is false. All right, so I'm going to just use that. I'm going to say, you know what, df where what? Where df dot, this time let's use city underscore 2. All right, dot what? Dot greater than, let me look at this, greater than 15. No, 15. This is what I meant, right? If this is correct, it is going to replace values where the condition is false. Let me see. This condition, where do we have temperatures lower than 15? So we have this, lower than 15, these two, lower than 15, these two, and this one. So it's going to replace it with what? Well, if you, let's run it and you are going to see that, right? It is going to be missing values, but there we go. It says for city 2, whenever temperature is greater than 15, keep it. And sure enough, it has kept those values. All right, it has kept these values that are bigger than 15. Otherwise, the ones that have, and this one, of course, and the ones that are less than 15, they have replaced them, they are missing values. All right, it's a little bit strange, but we will get used to it. Let's push forward. I'm going to copy this and say df dot city underscore 2 underscore 2 dot and greater than 15 comma other equal to, let's call it other. All right, other. There we go. And there we go. Now instead of missing values, I have other here, right? It says wherever this condition is true, I'm not going to touch it. Wherever this condition is not true, I'm going to replace it with other. All right. Now let's make something fun here, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to say df, give me df, there we go. I'm going to say df dot, let's make it even more general. I'm not going to focus on just city 2, the whole data frame. df dot where what? Where df dot, if it's greater than minus 25, if it's more than minus 25, keep it. Otherwise, other equal to, let's call this Canada cold. Canada cold, right? Let's see. If it is more than minus 25, keep it. But otherwise, it means else. This is if else, right? It's just one if else. If it's less than minus 25, replace that temperature with the Canada cold. There is not much difference between minus 30 and minus 35. So let's call all of them Canada cold, all right? And sure enough, city 1, day 2 was Canada cold, day 5, 6 was Canada, they were Canada cold, and you see that whatever number is left is bigger than minus 25, yeah, and greater than minus 25. Now, this is where is a application of very simple if-else in pandas. Oftentimes it comes in handy, especially if you want to round up extreme values in, let's say, extreme values in age, extreme values in tax return. If you want to put all of them together and bundle them together, where is a good function to use? Now, it's just one if else. What if I want to have another one? Well, what we are going to do, we are going to replace also the ones that are extremely hot. Let's say over 25, just for the sake of this example, all right? We are going to call them desert hot, all right? You can chain it. And again, I'm going to forewarn you, this is a little bit of a strange notation that pandas has, but it's okay. You will get used to it. Well, we know what the output of this one, right? And I'm going to say dot where. Again, we are going ahead with another chaining another where. If df data, if it's less than what? Let me see, less than 25. Leave it as is. Don't mess with it. Otherwise, other, call this desert hot. Desert hot, right? And let's see what we have. All right, so you have temperatures between minus 25 and 25. You have those temperatures. And the ones that are below minus 25, I've replaced them with Canada cold. And the ones that are above 25, I've replaced them with desert hot. All right. And this is really more than just one if else. If, if, else, that kind of structure. So oftentimes you don't need to go more than this. You can potentially chain more wheres here, but your code is going to get less and less readable. These functions, the ones that we discussed in previous video, apply, map, and where, these are functions that you will see in intermediate and above intermediate level pandas code, and this is a good place to study and practice them.